Welcome back. We're at BLERD FORCE 1 with your boys Mo and Ladi. And today we are reviewing The Boys Season 4, Episode 8. It's entitled Season 4 Finale. It's coming to you from Prime Video. So, what did we think about it, and should you be watching? And before we get into this review, get down there and hit like on this video. Well, the season finale of The Boys finally is upon us, and, real world events seem to have had an influence on the name of this this episode. Ladi, it was originally called Assassin's Run. I wonder why they changed the name of it. Can't think of any reason for that, but whatever. It's all about whether or not Homelander's plan will come to pass before the boys can figure out how to make that soup virus and get it into him, or at least get it into Victoria Neuman. But she might be having some, let's just say some second thoughts. The world has to come to grips with the fact that there is, in fact, a superhero in line to be president. And can Singer keep his head, literally, because there's a look-alike Annie running around trying to get at him. So much stuff is going on in this episode. So, Ladi, you got to watch it. What did you think about it?
My silence means... what a damn episode. What a good damn... All right. First of all, Jesus Christ, I feel bad for you. The man has had like a 4-episode stretch of bullshit. And I'm just like, what is... do y'all hate this man? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, put the man through the ringer. He's a hero. Heroes can't be. It's the Peter Parker thing. You can't get anything good in your life except after 5 or 6 really bad things. So.
Oh, man, it's just, this was what I call, just was rough. This episode just, I left the episode with my jaw on the floor because I'm just like. There was one character I have to give an extreme apology. And you know who it is. I was not aware of her game. Was not aware. And you called it because there's a phone. Not just it's not just a cell phone. It is one of those old house phones from the 1980s and 90s that you need to pick up, man. That makes that loud, like, pew sound when you put it down. Like, that is the phone that you need to pick up because you called it. No one else on the internet believed or even had faith that this would happen, but you stood at the paint, and I got to give it to you, man.
You're talking about Sage.
Yes, I got to give it to you, man. I got to give it to you.
Yes.
Literally, everybody was picking on Sage, saying, "Oh, look at you, fallen," and then turned out, nah, it ain't what you seem. What it seems, homeboy.
See what? Look, I always felt like there ain't no way the smartest person on the planet is just gonna pack up her stuff and leave when the dumbest person with any power on the planet tells her to. She doing more things. I knew that. I mean, look, I knew that's what was going to happen, and Sage is a really interesting character. I was wrong about her getting killed, but I think after the last episode, I think I said I don't think she's going to die this time. But she is. Remember when we watched The Dark Knight, and Alfred was like, some men just want to see the world burn, right? That's Sage. Mm-hmm. She just wants to see if she can do it. This whole thing, she doesn't care about what happens. She just wants to see that she could do it. That's a crazy, dangerous person. And she said, let's move on to phase 2. I was like, what the fuck's phase 2? Oh, I think we got a glimpse of that later on. We'll talk about it when we do some spoilers. There is a lot of shit going on here. They shit on Disney and Discovery, Warner Bros. Discovery, because they canceled A-Train's movie, and Ashley said for the tax write-off. I was like, man, let's go. Homelander's mad because he finds out that, he finds that picture of Butcher and Becca in his son's backpack, and when he calls him to the carpet for it, Ryan's just like, no, I'm not coming over to you. I buy. And Homelander's just like, nobody loves me. Well, no one ever loved me.
Just the scene of him sitting in his apartment crying
Yeah.
at the end was fucking hilarious.
Remember, I've got wisdom. You have intelligence. I've got wisdom. Get the fuck. No, you
Fuck outta
don't.
here.
You know you don't. The whole shapeshifter thing was wild.
Oh
That
my
was crazy, but it in a good way because, Annie's sitting there talking to the shifter who's basically rubbing in her face that she's been fucking Huey and just like, she's like, we got engaged and everything, just being a complete ass. And she's like, oh, you psychopath. She's like, I'm a sociopath. And I was like, that's fair.
That's even worse.
Well, but I'm just like, because sociopath basically means she doesn't like other people. And when you kind of hear in one scene, this shapeshifter whose name we never learn kind of gives their villain origin story, and it makes so much fucking sense. They earn their sociopathy or sociopathy, whatever you want to call it. They earn it by the fact that whenever they replicate somebody, they can get their thoughts. And everybody apparently sucks. So this person doesn't like other people legitimately because like they haven't encountered anyone who doesn't suck. Even if they seem like they're good on the outside. I was like, that is a fascinating character who we'll never see again. But that was cool. That was interesting. You also get a lot, like there are some really great scenes within this. Carl Urban kind of gets to actually choose scenery in this episode, in particular, talking to Huey on the phone, like basically saying, I'm about to die. But also in his scenes with Ryan and Mallory. By the way, you can pick up the phone because you said that you thought Grace Mallory was going to die in this episode. And she does. So like, there you go. You were right. I was like, why is she even in this episode? Like, what is she doing here? What do you think about that whole botched Ryan situation?
Of all the characters that in the show that I thought that will absolutely sell or just sell out at the end, she was at the bottom of the list. This woman, shut the fuck up. just shut up. She's like, oh, he has to know. No, he does not. And she's like, so you basically want to do the same thing that they did to my dad to kill my grandfather. Holy shit, he's right. Mallory, shut up. Gotta keep going. I'm like, this woman, oh my God.
And poor Ryan. Just like, and, poor Ryan accidentally killed somebody else, and this time another person that he kind of knew and cared about. Yeah. That was, poor Ryan. We didn't get to see him again after that, but he's got some things to think about because the mask have come off, so to speak, of his dad and who he really is. Like, he's kind of gotten some glimpses of it, but now the truth is out about all of that. Butcher, of course, trying to be good. It just, and then has to be bad. And that that comes out later on, but he's he and Kessler, they kind of come to an understanding. Which I have a question about Kessler, Ladi, when we get later on to the later part of the episode. But in the meantime, this is the day of the ratification, or they're gonna inaugurate somebody, and of course Homelander's got the Speaker of the House in his pocket and everything like that. So they're purging Vought Tower, and of everybody who might have dirt on them, which gives the Deep, who's feeling a little bad about killing his little octopusy. My God. He's feeling a little bad, but nothing like a little wanton violence and punching faces in, literally punching faces in, won't make him feel better about. But Ashley also, she's on the chopping block, and she makes a fateful decision that we again don't see the results of. She to take some V to save her own life. That's okay. I wonder I told someone, I was like, I think her power is going to be she's going to look like Cousin It because of all that hair she doesn't have on her head.
She's literally going to become like the lobe. The lobe from you know who the lobe is? The lobe.
I love that Annie got her shit together finally and went ham on the shapeshifter. She's in it to win it, and it was really cool. Even though I was just like, are you really gonna be mad at Huey to not realize it was you when this person can literally, for real though, perfectly match you physically and knows everything you know and has all your memories? That's where, okay, cool, I guess. So later on, Victoria decides to switch sides, and they try to cut a deal. There was a really great scene, really great scene. Jack Quaid, who I've been defending a little bit on social media because he is a nepo baby, but I'll be damned if anybody slanders this guy's name because he's putting on a fucking show in this. Like, am I wrong? Jack Quaid is kicking ass in this season. His character is, but also his acting is ridiculous in this episode.
If anybody's getting on Jack Quaid being a nepo, I mean, I use this as an example. I said Will Smith's son. Will Smith's son got a chance in the movie theater and hasn't appeared in a top tier movie since 2014. While Jack Quaid is getting more and more roles. It's nothing to do. Nepotism will get you in the door, but hard work will get you even further.
You gotta have some damn talent, and Jack Quaid's talented as fuck. I don't care what anybody says. He delivers some of the best lines. First of all, they gave him great material, but he delivers some great lines about who are we? Do we have to turn into monsters to defeat monsters? Can we try to be human and, have some, for grace and forgiveness? And I was like, man, you know what? Hell yeah. Like, I'm going to say it. He channeled a little bit of that Superman from My Adventure with Superman. I'm just saying. I was feeling it. So they decide to make this deal with Victoria and keep her safe so she turns on Homelander. But Butcher ain't feeling it. Or as I like to say, Butcher Venom or a Venom Butcher. What we call it?
Super cancer. That's what it is.
Tentacle Venom. There's got to be a good one. So this is my question for you, Ladi. This is a very serious question. I want to know how you feel about it. Is Kessler the cancerous tentacles, or is that just what Butcher has attached to the manifestation of that power? The tentacles are some kind of parasite or something, because we know that's true because of the bunny, right? And it seems to be the result of Temp V interacting with Real V, right? Yeah. An overdose of both of them interacting. But is the tentacle its own person? And is that person Kessler? Or is this just, Butcher's fragmented mind trying to make sense of the tentacles that are on him?
I think it's what you're saying it is. Because it makes sense that it's because remember, we know that if V from the Diabolical series, if there's anything wrong with you, like if you have a parasite in you, or if you have like or you have cancer, everything in your body gets V. Everything. So it's a huge possibility that parasite, when he shot up V in him, the parasite became sentient.
Right.
Which,
it was a brain tumor, so.
Yes.
I mean,
So pretty
that's what
much
I thought.
it's sentient now.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it will be like, you give me this, while the part of Butcher that is telling the part of Butcher that's his wife is his actual conscience and his soul telling him no, not to do this. While it's sort of like what is that thing called again? Like, remember from Spider-Man 2? Remember how the things will actually, the arms will speak to Otto Octavius?
Right. Yeah. I feel like, I think it's kind of in the middle where it's this, it is brain, tumor tissue that, he was actually having this like split personality thing because of the tumor. And since once it attained sentience, it attached to this, this mental creation of Butcher's fragmented psyche and kind of assumed Kessler as its identity. So now it is Kessler, whether or not, it actually ever was anything for real. So this is very much a Venom situation. Another interesting thing about it is that Butcher's not dying anymore. And I suspect I know why that is too. Because whenever he uses his power, whenever the tentacle thing, comes out, it's no longer cancer in his body, right? It's out of his body, and therefore his body no longer has to, fight against it. That's my idea, is that the more he uses it, the better he'll feel. He looks better. He's not dying anymore. So
I think it's a little bit more nefarious.
Maybe it's taking him over?
What?
Maybe it's taking him over?
No. I think the parasite feeds on soups.
Oh, that would be dope if that was true.
I think it feeds on soups.
Look, the way it tore apart Victoria Neuman, remember, they were trying to figure out how to...
Think about this. Remember how bad Butcher looked before he killed that preacher, that fake preacher guy?
Yeah, and he looked better after.
For a while, he looked better until he started getting sick again when he wasn't using his powers. It's like the Venom. It's like the Venom suit from the Ultimate Spider-Man, where it's like it will begin to feed on you when you don't feed it.
Wow. But I saw a vampire Venom killing soups, and that's why it wants to kill so many of them. That's fucking amazing. It does make sense because, he killed Victoria Neuman easily. And remember, they were trying to do they couldn't figure out how to kill her.
Yeah.
And
that thing
so this thing is basically, if you want to look at it, it's basically Soldier Boy's power manifested physically. So
because I think it turns you in, once it latches onto you, it pretty much drains you of your power and you become like a regular person
or something like that. But it's pretty clear.
Here's the thing. What is easier to believe? That thing can leech power away from soups, or that a person that Homelander literally could not kill with his own laser vision just got overpowered by tentacles? What is more?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I think there may be this. Like I said, this may be a fortunate mutation or something like. But it's pretty clear it's not just something random, because the bunny rabbit had it. So it must be a certain manifestation based on certain things, like how much did you OD on temp V and then get regular V. That being said, he's out. He's in his little car, and he's on a road trip to go do what? We don't quite know, but we know he has he has the soup virus. And of course, everything's shitty for the boys because they lost. They lost everything. They're trying to go underground, but nope, they get disappeared. Poor Mother's Milk gets slapped around by a prehensile dick. Nobody wants that. Come on.
What is with this guy slapping Mother's Milk with his dick? Because remember, he's done it before.
Yeah, I'm just like, y'all can't. You can just arrest me. Just why you got to do that? We also
And then don't even get me started. The bitch that I just cannot stand from freaking Gen V shows
Oh
up
yeah,
again.
yeah. Well,
blow up her second arm, please, for the love of God. I
the
can't
problem,
stand
of
her.
course, Kamiko and Frenchie admit that they love each other, and we can all be happy for 5 whole seconds, and then of course they get disappeared. Sam and Kate, I can't wait for them to fucking die. Fuck those guys. Like, I can't.
Yes.
I did like fuck.
I rewatched
much.
Gen V, and it just makes me hate. It makes me hate Sam and Kate even more, because I was like, Sam, you are a piece of crap. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it. He's got a mad on for people, and it makes sense. So I'm not down. I just like still fuck them though. But Kate, and she got a mad on too.
Friends over like that,
Yeah.
like him and Kate, the way they fucked over their friends. That's the thing, that if you want to hate humans, that's fine. But to literally fuck your friends over like that, nah,
Yeah.
I can't forget.
And now they're Homelander's like, yeah, attack dogs, man. I was like, as soon as I saw them roll up on and how dare you roll up on our favorite couple, and fuck y'all. Can't wait for season 2 for y'all to get y'all's. There's some get back that need to be coming. That's all I'm saying.
So is Gen V season 2 happening, or is it?
Yeah, they're filming right now, I think. So,
okay, so
definitely.
Yeah, they need to get them. The boys need them. I'm sorry. After what's the name got snapped in two, was give me a piece of that Kit Kat bar with the internet.
Yeah, and of course, Huey's going to be disappeared. This is all the plan, right? And Starlight's on the run, but we see Homelander. He's crying, just crying about like everything's terrible, except Sage is like, "Bitch, I got you. This is all the plan. I couldn't tell you because you're an idiot and you would have fucked it all up, but we got this." And also, fuck that firecracker bitch. But like for real though, it's like, I got you. You're in charge. Now we got martial law. It's all going down. And we got phase 2. Let's go. And look, if you've ever seen The Empire Strikes Back, this is where we at. Everything's fucked up. With that final season, everything's going to start all fucked up. How are we going to dig ourselves out of this fucking, we're in quicksand. How the fuck are we getting out of it? I love this episode. I don't like it. I didn't like it as much as I liked, the previous season's finales, but as a setup for season 5, phenomenal. It made me feel things. It made me absolutely double down on my hatred for Kate and Sam. So fuck those guys.
Jesus Christ,
it made me really respect the shit out of Sage. Like I already really did, but I respect her even more because I knew that long game was getting played. And the boys really kind of showed their true colors to me. And I'm just waiting for Butcher. Butcher's in his villain mode now, and it's going down. How many soups does it take to get to Homelander? We gonna see.
How many? Basically, how many breaks does it take to get to the Kit Kat bar? That's pretty much what
basically. I mean, like how many people he gonna tear apart? Remember, they got soups all over the United States. Martial law has been declared. They can do whatever they want. But they're going to fuck around with the wrong Butcher. Either way, I think we could go on and on about this. But I think that's pretty much our thoughts on this episode and this season. But what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section. Leave your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit us up. supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. BLERD_force1 on Instagram and on Threads. super_not_funny show on TikTok. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow the channel, helps more people to see more videos just like this. All right, thanks for joining us. Come back to the channel. Got more reviews, podcasts, and reactions. So until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.